Hey traders, how are you? Marcello, founder of the Day Trading Academy, co-founder of SpeedUp, where you guys can come and apply to use funded accounts, our funded accounts, rather than your own account to be able to trade in the markets. Today we're going to be talking about real estate investing versus trading. Now, over the last, I would say, 15 years, we're in 2020, 10 years ago, about 15 years or so, the speculation in the real estate industry and also in the stock market, let's call it industry, is something that I think has gone a little bit haywire. And I think before the 2008, 2009 crisis, the flipping industry, I know a lot of people that were investing in houses and buying houses and flipping them to be able to make a quick buck. And obviously in the stock market industry, or let's say the trading industry as well. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was, there's a lot of gurus out there, right? There's a lot of people showing everybody how to make money, whether it's in one industry or the other. And I've been in now the financial industry with stocks and investing and everything for about almost 19 years now. I was very, very close, very, like this much to getting into the real estate industry, and I just didn't, just by chance, and I saved myself from a big catastrophe because I was right before the 2009 2008 crash. And now that we're in this coronavirus quarantine, I think it's actually really important to be able to talk about this, because what happens is everybody talks about the money that you can make when things are great, but nobody talks about what happens when things are not great, right? And so this is one of the reasons why I like the stock market, or let's say trading per se, because obviously I think everybody knows you can make a lot of money in this industry. You can make a lot of money in any industry, but if you don't do the right thing, whether it's in stock market or real estate, obviously you can lose a lot of money as well. And I think that right now, I don't think anyone really imagined what is happening, right? I'm recording this video, if I'm not mistaken, on March 23rd, literally in February. Everything was completely fine. And so whether you're watching this video now or you're watching this video probably in a year from now, in 2021 or 22 or whatever it is, I think it's important, if you guys are going to spend your hard-earned money on learning a new skill and learning how to be able to make money in another market, to be able to diversify your own portfolio, that you think about not only the good times but also the bad times. Because I think right now, and I'm recording this from my cell phone, so sorry if the quality isn't great, because just came back from Europe and the camera's actually in my luggage that the airline lost. But so in the real estate industry, it's great when things are great, right? If things are moving and the economy's booming and the value of houses keep going up and up and up, it's easy to be able to buy a distressed home and then flip it and sell it, or do passive investing. But I think we're in different times now, where if you really look at what has happened during the quarantine, the self-imposed quarantine, and not only the US but the world, the only thing that has really continued to be open is really the stock market. So if you're either doing Airbnb rentals, or you're doing passive income where you're renting to renters, I don't know too many people right now that are going to be making money off renting houses. So no matter if you have apartment complexes or buildings or one single family home, you're not going to be making any money right now, because nobody's making any money right now, right? We've had a situation where the entire economy has literally come to a screeching halt. And you really have to wonder how you're going to get paid in those situations when it comes to real estate investing, because I think it's something that it's important to consider, right? Because if you're really going to make money with real estate or real estate investing, the only way to do that is when things are going well, not when things are not going well or when the economy isn't doing well. So that's kind of what I want to point it out in terms of the difference between investing in the stock market or investing in real estate. And, again, I just want to point out, you can obviously make a lot of money with anything, but if you don't do the right thing, you can obviously lose a lot of money. I lost a ton of money in the beginning in my trading career. I took out $25,000 in student loans and I lost it in a month. I did the only responsible thing that most other people would do, and that is take out more loans, student loans. But when it comes to the stock market and being able to learn how to trade, if you really think about it right now in terms of this quarantine, most industries have shut down. We've had a situation where the service industry started first, where we're talking about restaurants and hotels and things like that, tourism industry as well, and then, tours and things like that. And now it's kind of swapped over to the manufacturing industry, where I read today we had a situation where Boeing is going to shut down their factories, Honda, Toyota, also Nissan is going to shut down their factories. So literally, when there isn't any commerce, which I think that most of us never even thought that this could happen, you're not going to make any money with real estate. You can't even go out and buy a place, much less get money from your renter if they lost their jobs. So when it comes to investing or the stock market, I think that the stock market can close, but I think that if that happens, there are much worse things that we need to worry about rather than making money in the stock market. But you guys can see right now, the entire economy is literally shut down, right? Everything is literally shut down. The only thing that's open pretty much are things like truckers shipping goods, grocery stores, and pharmacies. That's it. And so when it comes to the markets, one of the advantages that we have is that it's the last thing that's going to go in these kind of situations, because I truly believe this is right now March 23rd, 2020, and I think the next 10 years are going to be very challenging, both economically, socially, and also climatically. I think we're going to have, volcanoes and all kinds of earthquakes and things like that. I've talked a lot. If you guys are the first time listening to me here on YouTube or Instagram or even the podcast, which you guys can find anywhere, by the way, Spotify or iTunes, if you guys want to listen, the advantages is when those things do happen, there's always going to be an opportunity in the stock market no matter what happens, right? For example, right now we had a situation where oil collapsed, in an absolutely incredible amount, and there's still opportunities to be had in oil. One of the beauties about being able to learn how to invest or being able to learn how to trade in the stock market is we make money off of the moves in the market rather than it goes up or down. So if we have a situation where the market actually goes down, traders are able to make money when the market goes down, as long as you choose the right direction. With real estate, yeah, there's people that make money short selling, but there's a lot more people that are going long on real estate and looking for values to go up or making money off of renters and things like that, rather than making money on the way down. That's one of the beauties of day trading, where you can actually make money when it goes up or down. And in these kind of hard times, whether we have any kind of economic contraction, right? We're talking about a depression like we had in 1929. We're talking about a financial crisis like the one that we had in 2008, 2009, or even just a normal recession, right? An economic contraction. And so the United States, since the beginning of the Republic, I got to give a shout out to Jim Rogers, a famous investor that was with George Soros years ago. He stated this, I verified it. We have an economic contraction every 4 to 6 years on average, right? Right now, in the kind of financialized economy that we're in, we haven't really had a recession in the last 10 years or so, since 2008, 2009, since we moved out of that. But when we do have these contractions, you're not going to make money on real estate. And when we have a situation where we have a crisis or a depression, or in this situation where we haven't seen in years, which is a pandemic, you're not going to make money on real estate. And that's really the difference between being able to invest in the stock market compared to being able to invest in real estate, that when things get bad, you still have the opportunity to be able to make money in the stock market, rather than worrying if you're going to get the money from your renter, or worrying if you're going to be worried about, tourism in your Airbnb. Now, I'm not saying it's not a good investment overall, because obviously if you have, if you're a billionaire and have a bunch of apartment complexes, you're still going to get some kind of money because the margins are there. But the beauty with day trading and investing in the stock market overall is once you learn how to do it properly, because I can't stress enough, everybody talks about all the money that you can make, but not a lot of people talk about all the money that you can lose. So you have to learn it properly, right? You can make money when the market goes up, you can make money when the market goes down, and when we have these kind of black swan events, which I have talked about in the last few years, which are going to continue in more frequency now, you're going to be able to do very well as well, because traders can make money on the way up or on the way down. And I just kind of think out loud here. If for some reason they close the stock market, you can actually trade in other markets as well. You can trade in the markets out of Brazil, or the markets out of Europe, or the markets out of, let's say, China or Singapore. And that's actually the beauty about this. So there literally has to be complete chaos on the streets, and the world has to be in a really bad spot in order for us to stop having the opportunity to make money. Whereas in real estate, the majority of the rest of the world doesn't have kind of the financial economy that we have in the US, with the lower interest rates and the great buying market. I'm based out of Colombia. The real estate there, mortgages are at 12-15% interest a year, whereas compared to the US, we're talking about 3 to 4%. So I just kind of talking out loud here while I'm in the quarantine, so to speak, here in the States. And I think it's important to kind of, I think everybody's looking for opportunity right now. And I think most of you now have the time to be able to learn. Whereas if you were learning how to do real estate, where are you going to go now to have an open house, right? When everybody's talking about staying 2 people per groups. In Germany, they restricted groups to just 2 people. A lot of the states in the US are now restricting it for 10 or 20 or 50 people. So just think about it, because I don't think real estate investing is as good of an investment as most people say, because unfortunately when things don't go well, you're not able to make a lot of money compared to the situation where in the stock market you have opportunities no matter what happens, unless obviously they close the exchange, which is a very, very unlikely situation, because you can see even now with the entire economy in the US shutting down during the coronavirus, we had a situation where stock markets are still open, stocks are still moving, and there's plenty of opportunity there. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys know of other markets that maybe I'm not thinking about. Obviously, I've been in this industry for quite a while, so I prefer the stock market or the investing industry. But if there's any others that you guys know, just leave a comment there on the bottom. And don't forget all the questions with the hashtag AskMarcello. And don't forget to subscribe. Talk to you soon.